There is other news this morning. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, one of 4 sanctuary city mayors, testifying in Washington next week to defend their city's sanctuary policies. House Oversight Chair James Comer will lead the hearing and called the mayors out on X, writing, quote, "The pro-illegal alien mayors of Boston, Chicago, Denver, and New York City have implemented reckless, illegal policies that shield criminal aliens from immigration enforcement and endanger public safety." Chicago resident Cata Truss is the director of the Community Roundtable, and she joins me now. Cata, right now, your mayor is below 7% approval rating. That is one of the lowest, if not the lowest, mayoral approval ratings in history. Who is he fighting for when the great people of Chicago have said time and time again that they do not want these sanctuary policies?
Well, he is fighting for the migrants. You know, those are the people that you see him standing up for. And that's right now who we feel like he's fighting for. Now, right now, Mayor Johnson is on this tour across the city of Chicago, primarily in Black communities, to try to win back the voters that he has lost. I don't think he's going to be able to do that, because as of yesterday, Mayor Johnson and City Council, we certainly don't want to put this on him, voted for another over $800 million bond that's going to cost the city over time $2.2 billion, which basically has contributed to sending our credit rating below national standards, which, is something that we don't want to see happen. And his excuse for that is, well, other mayors before me have done it. And just the stupidity of it all, when you're sitting back and you're looking and you're saying that, we elected you because we thought you were going to be different. We elected you because we thought you were going to be fiscally responsible. And this is not fiscally responsible. And even with the state of Illinois, the mismanagement continues. Right now, we see that the state has underestimated the amount of money that they've spent on migrant health care, which is also sending our state budget into a $2.2 billion deficit. So when you look at the money that is being spent, we have to say that not only in Chicago, but in the state of Illinois, the people are not the priority.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned the state at large, because the Illinois State Board of Education also continuing to oppose Trump, this time with regard to getting rid of DEI. The Illinois State Superintendent, Tony Sanders, saying the following: "We are going to hold to our values." And whether or not we can get that message across in that particular room, of course, referring to the White House, doesn't mean that I am going to stop. Again, I'm going to ask this question through the lens of the people. You are one of the residents of Illinois. Is that what the people want? A focus on DEI at the expense of potentially losing federal education funding?
Well, I do have a problem with the fact that we may lose federal funding for education. But I also think that the White House and the state of Illinois, not just the Illinois State Board of Education, have to come together, sit down and have some kind of dialogue that can meet both sides. As a Black woman, I can't say that I am against DEI, even though it has not worked for Black people the way that it should, as only a very small percentage of us actually benefit from DEI. But I don't want to see it totally go away. And I think that there has to be some middle ground that can be reached.
Interesting perspective. I appreciate your perspective on that. Cata Truss, and appreciate your time this morning here on a Thursday. Thank you.